Hello and welcome to another episode of Lock and Loadout. In this episode we are going to take a look at the AA gun and my favourite loadout for that vehicle. As you saw from the beginning, we're going to be focusing on the Zunis and the 20mm cannon, probably the most favourite loadout for anybody who uses the AA gun, and I'll be going over a couple of tips and tricks for some of the larger maps and how to accumulate a bit of a kill streak and take out both air vehicles, land vehicles and of course infantry. So kicking it off, you can see we have a bit of gameplay from Rogue Transmission. I was playing on this map with a couple of mates, so it did make the job a little easier, but I did rack up a fairly nice kill streak within 800 tickets and also had quite a big influence on the outcome of the game. One thing that I will stress with the AA gun is that it is really quick, and you have to make sure that you utilise this when using it as a vehicle. So if you're on a flag and you've got the flag capped, bear in mind that you can get to another flag a lot faster than the friendly tank or than the friendly infantry. Now this has two sides to it. First of all, you can get to the flag first, which is great. You can cap it, sorted, and you're doing a really good job for your team. But secondly, you're going to be at a flag that's probably got enemy armor pushing it, or you've got enemy armor already on it, and you're in an AA gun. These things are vulnerable and you'll probably end up getting taken down. This leaves you with a bit of a tricky situation. Do you camp a bit further back and let the armor do the hard work for you and then push up and try and mop up some of the kills, or do you go super aggressive and try and take out as much stuff as you can? Bear in mind you also do not have a gunner, which means you do not have a repper in this vehicle, so it does make it a little more vulnerable. Personally, I like the aggressive style of play. I like pushing up on vehicles, I like leaving myself a little bit of cover, getting some Zuni fire on them, as you can see I'm doing now on this LAV, and then pushing back behind cover. The only problem is if you do take a side shot or even a front shot in this thing, you can get immobilized and you will not last very long at all. So making sure that you have that cover is essential. Switching between the Zunis and the 20mm is also very important. If you switch between the Zunis and then make sure that you reload after you're finished with them every single time, you find yourself saving a lot of trouble this way, and you will be able to come up against a tank and take them out. You can also take tanks out by shooting them in the rear very easily with the Zunis. You can actually out damage a tank as long as you're shooting it in the back. So it's not the fairest of battles, but you can have, you know, a bit of a successful run in the AA gun as long as you're sensible with your positioning. As you can see at the minute, we've got a bit of helicopter gameplay from Alto Range. Now this is just showcasing the extent of the range of the AA gun. We're on a big map here, and obviously having some jets shooting at us as well, so having to do a bit of damage to those in the meantime. But trying to fire a TV missile and the range not actually reaching the AA gun means that it's over 700 meters and the AA gun is still doing a considerable amount of damage to us, and we're dodging in the sky. So that just shows you there's no need for heat seekers with the AA gun. You can actually shoot from that range and do a lot of damage. So the top tips that I would recommend for this AA gun: try and flank enemies as much as possible. Use your Zunis to shoot tanks and LAVs in the back if possible. Make sure they're fully reloaded and you've got 8 ready to go whenever you need them, because they will provide splash damage for enemies. They will provide that extra little bit if you overheat your 20mm guns, and they do protect you in an armor battle, so make sure that you've got those reloaded. Always peek from behind cover if you're in an engagement with a tank or LAV. Worst case scenario, you get hit and you are immobilized. Don't pop APS immediately. You all know this stuff. Just wait until the next shot comes in, then pop APS. Your mobility hit will disappear, and then you can reverse off, making use of the speed if possible. Also, leading on from that, make use of the speed as much as you can. Get from flag to flag. You're the quickest vehicle on the battlefield pretty much, so you need to make sure that you are, you know, utilizing that instead of camping on a hill, because there's already a base AA on the game. You don't need another one. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below. Let me know what you want to see for the next episode of Lock and Loadout. I've had some trouble recording gameplay the last couple of weeks, so I'm having to use stuff that I already have on my hard drive. I do have a fair amount, but there's nothing that interesting, hence the AA gun. But hopefully a few of you found it useful. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode.